Hello everybody, it's Catherine and it's Tuesday and it's Sewing Tuesday. So we have still some work to do on our cover for the Japanese journal, and how I started out with my sashiko thread. I've got another one here that I'm going to do. So I've decided, I mean obviously this has got to be lined and some padding in it, but I've decided I may not use that. I know we came up with that, I might put that somewhere else. I've decided that these are going to be pockets on the on the front and back, and that'll be like that, won't it, that way up. I think they will look very stunning, and a nice place to put some tags. I'm not quite sure yet what I'm going to do. I'd like to still use this because this was one of our picks, wasn't it? Now quickly, before we go into the pick jar and pick this week's jar picks out, I'll just show you the finished articles from yesterday. So this has now got a journaling card in it, in there. This one here, this is the one that goes round a page. Let me get a page out from somewhere. So this was a page, so that would be sewn in. Then this comes up and something will be in there, and then a place to write. And then on the other side we will have again a pocket in there, and then I've done some collage there. There's still a little bit of room for writing there. Then this one I think will either be put onto the side of a page like this, so that it hinges out, because that's so pretty. I don't really want to stick it down. And yeah, this, I did some sewing around it so that you've got one pocket there, and then when we lift the, you've got writing space there, lift the flap up, and then I've done a journaling card there to go in our window. So I'm pleased with that one. This is an extra that I made. I've put a fastener there, and then inside I've put a load of tickets with Japanese writing in from the kit, so that will go with the journal. Whoever buys it, I'll have some things to play with, but I just love that on there. I thought that was lovely. And then finally, this one that we did, I've added some right bits and bobs to this. So this will be round a page. Let me do it round the proper bit. Round a page like that. And then it opens out like this. And there's a tab there, so it opens out again like that. Here we've got a little secret writing spot. Then at the top here, we have, I've done some sewing down it to make individual pockets, so we have a tag in there, we have a tag in there that closes up and goes on there. And then here we've got plenty of writing space. I thought she looked lovely on there, and we have a journaling card in here, which then when we turn over, we have a lovely window looking through at that journaling card and some more space for writing. So I'm really thrilled with how they turned out yesterday. I think they'll make nice additions to the journal. So let's see, give them a good shake. Let's see what our two extra things are this week. There's one here. Hessian or burlap. So add a piece of Hessian or burlap. Something you've saved for years. Something you've had saved for years, and that was from Nola. That's a nice one. So something you've saved for years and some Hessian or burlap. So as usual, we'll insert some lovely photos here for you to go off and find your stuff, and I'll be right back. So I am back, and I've got this lovely, look at this, it's very coarse weave Hessian, and I thought actually the colours went really nice. The colours went really nice. Look at that, it's like an ombre effect. In fact, sorry, scissors, hair's a mess, looked terribly grey yesterday, got me down when I saw it in the camera. Oh, I'm going to go back to dyeing it again. I don't know. Right, that isn't that perfect coloration. Hey. Oh, oh, yes. I could do that, couldn't I? I think we ought to have the darker going up to the lighter. What do you think? Oh yes, that's where that's going. Let's pin that in over the I know I've done some sewing for where my spine's going to be, but it doesn't matter, does it? We could have some of this on it, and I think, how perfect is this? Now, I got this from an Etsy seller, and she does fabulous dyed stuff, but her main thing is making threads, is dyeing threads, and her name is Natali Stewart, so I will put her details down below. And I found her through Anne at Handmade. She'd mentioned that she buys stuff from her, and of course she does packs with these beautiful ombre dyed things in it, so of course I had to have. And yeah, so I think that will make a nice, because it's got to be bright, it goes in with the theme. And then this is thread that I have been saving for years and years and years, because I'm hoarding it, and I use it in very small doses, and it's a shame it's just left in the cupboard wrapped around this bit of old card, and it's just gorgeous. I'm not really sure whether it's paper, you know, it's a bit like paper string with thread wrapped round it delicately in an ombre, and I think this will be perfect. I don't know whether it will sew or whether I will have to couch it down. I'm not sure at the moment, so I'll cut a length off and then we'll take it from there. So first of all, let's do a bit of relaxation, calming down. And as I say, I'm not doing a big relaxation today because of our camera situation, but I do like to do it and put us into the mindfulness of slow stitching, which is all about relaxing letting all the problems and worries of the world, problems and worries of your life, everything that's going on, to slowly go on the back burner. Put them in that filing cabinet and shut the door for an hour and concentrate on the here and now and having some nice relaxation for yourself. You need to restore your own body. Mindfulness is very much needed in today's world after all the trials and tribulations we're all going through with the pandemic. I'm actually going on an extra course next week, and this is a physical course that I'm going on, and it's to teach mindfulness. So I think it's the Mindfulness Teacher's Diploma. Like I've already got my meditation diploma, I'm now doing a qualification in mindfulness. As you know, it's one of my things, as well as I'm doing the journaling, the course to be a qualified journal coach. So take some nice deep breaths in and out, and just let all the worries, everything you've got to think of, they don't have to be worries, but it might just be a long list of shopping you need to do. Open that filing cabinet, visualise that. Put all these things you don't need to think about for an hour and close that door. And just sit nicely and calmly with your sewing in front of you. And get ready to do some nice stitching. Okay, so I think we have got 2 lovely things to do. So I'll try and see if I can stitch with this. Now, I think I have got, I think this is a sashiko needle. It's the size of the eye I need, really, I think. This one's too thin. I do have a tapestry needle, but it's very blunt, so I don't think that's going to work at all. So let's see if we can do this. I doubt that this is going to be, I might have to go and look in my other thread needle stash and see. Might have to get one of the old needle threaders out to see what we could do. Yes, that would be a good idea, Catherine. Have I got one in here? No. I'll have to shout helping hand. Helping hand! I think he's left the country. Helping hand, please.
On my way.
Oh, stop talking like that. I bet they think you're like, oh, Farmer Jones. Can you just go and get me that, you know, the little square box, double box of threads, because there's needle threader and things in that one. Pretty please, Farmer.
I'm no farmer.
I know you're going, oh, I'm here. Oh, perhaps you're Captain Birdseye with the beard and the... the beard and the... that's why you did the aquatic kit. Captain Birdseye. Yes, thank you very much. Lovely job. Thank you.
Am I excused?
You are excused, thank you, yes.
Backing a bit.
I thought you'd escaped. I did. Now, in here it's got one of these duties. Now, whether that goes in this eye, whether this eye is big enough, I don't know. Let's see. Spend half a video faffing about with this. Can't even see to get it through the eye, never mind. Oh. No. That one doesn't. So, plan B is this. That should go through. So, with this needle threader, they're very fragile though, these ones, because the thin wire and they don't last long. Oh heck, lordy, let me take that down there. Perhaps it needs to be on the bottom rung. Don't watch me for any sort of fantastical way of doing it, because I don't know myself. Right, pull that. Oh, oh dear. Right, take that to the end, push it through there, except I don't think it wants to go through there because I think it's too thick. That goes there, I'm sure it does. And that goes in there. And then that gets pulled through there. What am I doing here? What am I doing here wrong? That goes in there. That goes in there. Oh, I know. I think you put it through like that. Then you take it back through there. That's it. Phew! Oh dear, dear. I haven't used it for a while, so I had to get my head around it, and now it's all, look at it, it's all threading out the way. Right, let's get rid of all that gunk. Look what it's going to do. I think that's, well, I think that's not going to be wide enough. All this so I don't have to go and get another needle. Right, here we go. Let's try up here and see if it's going to come through. Oh no, it's not going to come through, is it? Look at this. What a disaster that is. Right, okay. So really, unless you've got really thick weave, you know, it had come through here. Now then, I wonder if I just weave it through there, would that look nice? That could work. Bear with me, like you normally do. Let's right, okay, that goes through there like that, like that. Squish that down there, and then take this needle threader through your needle. And really it's showing that this is not the needle, isn't it? But we've managed. Okay, we've done that. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to weave without pulling my thing to bits. I'm going to try weaving this. There we go. Just give it a different sort of look, won't it? So I can weave through things, it's just not suitable for going through. Okay then, so I'm just going to weave through here, and it'll just give a nice effect, won't it? So I suppose what the main thing is, I think, with any sort of stitching project is, I'm going to take them off there, they don't need to be, doesn't need to be on there yet, is adapt it so according to what tools you've got. Now obviously this isn't the right needle, it was a bit of a struggle, wasn't it? But it's okay for doing this, it's okay for threading. And in actual fact, if I'm just going to thread through this, just do some like basic running stitches. I could use my tapestry needle, which I think I will next time, because it's got a lot bigger eye, but it's got a blunt end, which I think will is a lot better for going through. A lot better for going through weaving. So, but this is just so pretty, I love it. But before, when I've used it, I usually couch it, or usually turn it in a circle, make a couched circle. That's really effective. Okay. Now also, as well, if you're doing something else, this is very good for doing some decorative ruffle, but still being able to see the stuff that's going in the middle. And in actual fact, that looks really pretty. You know, if you wanted that effect, I'm going to pull this a bit at this end. Because my knots come through. You'd have to put a dab of glue on that just to keep it in place. So if you did want to do that, or actually that would be nice as like a dangle, wouldn't it? And we could sew some beads on that. That's an idea. That is a different idea. So it just shows how things come to you, doesn't it, as you're working with it. Now, in actual fact, would this be a nice topper, a nice, just to there, say, topper to fix this dangle on? What would that be like? I'm going to try it. I know I'm going to be cutting, excuse me, leaning. I know I'm going to be cutting this. However, I can sew again at the edges. It's only inked up. It might be a way to incorporate that suits. So let's measure that, which is 1 inch. Yeah, that could then fasten onto there. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. So change of plan, and I'm going to fasten this knot. I'm going to take it right up to the top like that, and I am going to stick that with some fabric tack, which is driving, well, it's 3-in-1. It's driving me mad at the minute, because you know when you get to the end, no matter how careful you are with the squeezing the air in and out, yeah, it makes a mess everywhere. Don't know why I'm whispering. Why am I whispering? It's because we're doing slow stitch and chilling. Slow stitch and chill. Right, make sure that that knot is actually on there. It's I love this this Hessian, but goodness does it shed if you're not careful. Might have to glue that on there as well. Okay, oh, what did I say? No fabric tack with my nails. Ooh. Right. Okay, so plan B, and I'm liking that because I will put, that's going to fasten there. I'll put some beads across the top. And then obviously I'm going to sew. My original plan was to do some sashiko, plain stitching down there. And then I think this will go nice and we'll have some beads and things in it. So yes, now I'm just going to, so this ruffle doesn't come undone, I'm just going to go round a couple of times with it and finish it in a knot. There we go. Okay, right, so let's get some more. We have a plan, not the plan I set out to do, but never mind, I like it. So I'm going to put that needle back in. Oh, didn't touch it, honest. And I'm going to get my tapestry needle out, which, you know, we can thread straight away. What I'm going to do, I've decided, because I don't want to have a messing about with knots, is I'm just going to go round on myself again, how I ended it. Without going up into there. And okay, so that, and then do my knot in there. That will secure it now then, without the need of putting knots in that we need to stick down. Right, okay, so do some more weaving through. I think this will be a fabulous effect actually. Now if you're already liking this journal and you think you might like first refusal on it, please email me, leave me in the comments down below, because people do that, people have been doing that, you know, especially for journals that we do together. Also, you know, people are contacting me and saying, well, I loved that, I loved the Renaissance journal you do, but I couldn't get at it, it was sold. Could you do me one similar styly? And usually work a price out and then take it from there. So please don't be afraid to say, well, actually, I'm loving how that journal's going. Can I have first refusal? You don't have to pay anything for first refusal, as long as you let me know that if you change your mind, to give somebody else a chance to have it. But yeah, if you're frightened that you're going to lose it, because, you know, somebody else might put the dabs on it first, please contact me. I'm waiting because Mr. Simpkins should be getting to his new home soon. I'm waiting to see when he gets there and how he's settling in. See, this is it. I'm sure other journal makers are the same. You know, they're like our babies, these journals. Like our pets. You know, I won't send Nelson to any old place, so, you know, same with my journals. They've all gone to good homes. And this is quite random. I'm not doing it in any sort of structured way. You know, it's not like I'm doing a more structured weaving that I'm into and out one, you know, that sort of thing. So it's on a planned pattern. This isn't really, it's just to get some of that colour variation through it. And I think what I'm going to have to do down this side is I'm going to sew down there a bit actually, or I know, I'm going to I've decided, I think I will do some blanket stitch, because it's going to fray. That edge is going to fray unless I do something with it. So yeah, I'm going to do some blanket stitch down there. Yeah, so I'm just going to put some finish in here. POSTY Postie.
I.E.
IE. Yes, Postie. Nelson. I think he thinks, well, I don't know what he thinks. He's like it when I got to postbox, you know. He's woofing before we even get there and everybody's looking at him. Oh, it's hilarious. He was making so much noise when I went to parcel something that I, you know, for the shop yesterday, that everybody came out at bush shelter to see what kerfuffle was. And it's him, barking at postbox. Oh dear. Yes, so this is working a lot better. I mean, if you've got a finer weave, because this is not as thick as, say, ribbon for ribbon sewing. It's just that you've got to get the weave right in the background, because it won't come through unless... Now, I'm going to do a bit of a knot there. There we go. That's it. So it's disintegrating as we speak. So it may not be the thing. I think once we've put beads and stitching in it, it'll hold its structure better. So all I'm doing is, for blanket stitch, I'm just going through, put your thread behind it and pull. And that makes you a nice edge along the top, like that, like so. So hold your thread along, put a stitch through like that, that goes behind it. So you just have to be, if you're doing improvisational stitching like really we are, on a Tuesday, you've got to be prepared to sort of adapt and change direction and not expect everything to look neat, you know. It's not about looking neat. It's following your vision for something, I think, is just as important, and enjoying the process. Okay, so it's given a bit more structure to that side now. Now some people will think, oh my giddy aunt, what a hot mess, and that's fine. You know, that's fine. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, or people, you know, are better with more structured projects, and say cross stitch, fabulous things on cross stitch, but not for me, because I don't do straight lines and counting very easy at all. So it, you know, this suits me better, but even I have to admit this is a challenge. Oh, oh. There we go. We're going to now, do you know what you think? Oh, chuck this video away and do something sedate. We haven't got much to hold on to get the stitches, really. So it might be that we end up with some holy stuff. Not as in religious. Oh my giddy aunt. Yeah, it's coming together. It's coming together. Suits me. Now I'm going to, because this is looking fragile, it's like darning, having to do a bit of darning. I'm going to darn this bit because the weave is very, very fragile. In fact, I don't know why I cut this piece. It's I'm going to look, doing a bit of weaving in the middle, otherwise that's going to drop to bits. What idea did I have? I love it. I love it. It just might not have to go on here. It just might not fit in with the theme. Right, okay. Back to trying to do... There we go. And I'm just going to thread that through there and thread that through there and cut it off. Now this is where my teacher when I was at school came out. You see, this is my style. This is, you know, this will go beautifully in a piece. The sort of thing that Ariane Zurcher would, wow, yeah, I love that, and she'll do stitches round it and really make it look stunning. But in the day, back in the 1972, 71, when I was at high school, textiles as a subject hadn't been invented. Not invented where at the school I went to, and mine was an old grammar school, so they had, you know, really strict principles. We had to learn Latin, for goodness sake. So me having this creative mind that really liked to do stuff outside of the box didn't go down very well with mine, and she was so horrible, that's why I never did any sewing for years. There we go. So it's just a matter of getting your integrity back by putting some of this, and I think this is perfect for it because it blends in nicely with, you know, the Hessian. So we're still attempting to do a type of there we go, type of stitch, type of blanket stitch. You know, if you had a blanket that looked like this, you'd ditch it, wouldn't you? Cheaper to go to Dunelm and buy a new one. I tell you what, go to Dunelm, buy a blanket, cut a bit off and say, here's one I made earlier. There we go. So I am going to go back along here. So we're going to weave again. That's it. I mean, of course, the other thing is I could have put fray check down that edge, and that would have given you a lot more stability, but I don't feel there was enough threads left for it really to give it as, you know, much effect. So I'm enjoying doing this better, and I think, you know, the more you go round it, the more of a structure it's going to have. Okay, so we'll do a little bit more on here, but yeah, let me know what you're stitching. Let me know what your Hessian's like that you are working with. And are you getting in a... Are you being creative? That's what I'm calling it, because actually I do like it. And I think that I will put this on a clip. So what I will do is I had a clip in my hand there. So I can either do that and then put a ring through it so that you can undo it, or I put this on a ring and attach it. There's ways like that we could do, because I'd hate for somebody really wants this journal but don't want to get it because they think, well, that hot mess is attached. I shouldn't put myself down really, should I? Because you know, look at Tracy Emin's bed. That was classed as art. A made bed. And it, I don't know, sold for millions or something, hundreds of thousands. So there's hope for me yet. Okay, so we got to the corner. And let's start again down this side. Now, obviously, we're not going to get many stitches out of there. That's it. I want to just get this bit done again, and then we'll have to call it a day, because you know it's surprising where time goes and I don't want the camera to overheat. But I'm just going to wrap that through there. And just now then, I'm going to ask you how you all were. I'm that busy I'm that busy doing this. Actual fact, I mean, if I think about it, when I first started the aquatic journal, I very much thought it didn't look like anything, and I thought, oh no, this is not going to work, this is awful. And then look how beautiful that turned out. So I think, you know, a lot of projects when you first start them, even halfway through doing some collage, you know, you're doing some tags by collage, and you think, oh, that don't look anything, and then you'll just pull it all together with, you know, a focal point and a bit of a label, and it looks an entirely different piece of work. So you just have to have faith in what you're doing, really. And I don't know if you've seen Teresa from All Sewn Up. If you don't know her channel, go and look. She's fabulous. She's a very clever lady. She is actually a textiles teacher. And she has some wonderful ideas, and she's from North London, and she's so funny, she's gorgeous. But she makes you laugh. She's been making something like this, and she'll say, what do you think to this? This rock bottom of my daughter's blanket. The throw, she got a throw of a settee and I liked it, so I chopped a bit off bottom. She won't notice. You know, it's a bit... And she'll say, oh, can you see this? You can't tell I've chopped a bit off my curtain because I liked it. You can't tell because it's in that bit round the back. And she just has me in stitches. But very much this is her, you know. She's very much a textile teacher I would have loved to have had when I was at high school. I would have loved it. And I had a teacher very similar to her when I went and did my City and Guilds. And that was to get over the fear of using a sewing machine, because this horrible teacher told me how rubbish I was. So, yeah, Miss Booker. I can't think that Miss Booker would be alive now, bless her, because she seemed about 100 when I was 11. Oh, right. So, I just want to weave that in there so that. So what I intend to do here then now is I'm going to carry on going round till I feel like I've got a better structure on the outside. And I'm just going to start going down here again. and the more you build it up, because you've got more stitches in it now. My thread's gone bongy. So that's the only thing with this, is that, you know, unless you're couching it down, it has a tendency to split. I shall tie this back in a minute. Just threading it in so we don't have knots. Thread that along. There we go. There we go, and we'll go carry on with our stitch, and we can chop that off. I can chop that off now. Okay. There we go, and can you see, because we're getting some stitching, some structure, every time I try to do that it splits. It's not the ideal thread, is it, though? Even though it's my favourite, it's not playing ball. There we are. Go to the end of here and I'll call it a video. So there we go. There'll be more of this thread in it than burlap time we've finished, but that's okay. I'm going to take that back again because that's gone a bit wide. Okay. So that is the bit that I'm going to stick down. I'll just trim a little bit of that off. I'm going to put that to my clip, and then once I've sewn some nice beads on there, so can you see yes, it is quite a messy because that's the nature of the fabrics in it, but by the time I've put some nice beads throughout it and then, you know, threaded it onto something that you can attach down the thing with all nice beads on it, I think that will look really nice. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt, I think it'll look really nice and everybody else will think it's a hot mess, but hey ho, there's my rendition for today. The sun is shining, I'm happy playing with a bit of burlap, and all's good with the world. So thank you so much for joining me for Stitch Tuesday this week, and I'll see you again next video. Bye bye for now.